So here's one that most people get lost on. It's real estate team systems. This is an area of business, actually in most businesses, that people don't give enough attention to. So what happens is people continue to work in their business instead of work on their business. It's almost a cliche thing to say, but it happens over and over and over again and again. One of the best things, the best advice that I can give anybody is advice that was given to me. Order E-Myth Revisited. It's an Audible book, or you can go ahead and get the book. That book is fantastic because what it's going to do is it's going to teach your brain, wire you on how to run off of systems. Now, there's a lot of time that's going to go into building out your systems for your team so that it runs without you there. Okay, that's pretty much how you run a business. It needs to be able to run without you there. Now, obviously, you're going to want to be working. You need to work, right? But if you can go ahead and delegate tasks to different positions, we'll talk about positions in a second, but if you're gonna delegate tasks to these positions, the positions need to have titles and they need to have checklists and they need to know exactly what to do in any given circumstance. Long behold, your team systems. These are not overly complicated. You don't need any kind of crazy special type of software to do these. They're simple checklists. You gotta start there. All right, before we go any further, we need to talk about team positions. Now, every team runs different. The advisors on my team aren't locked into just being buyer's agents. I think it's silly because guess what? Why would you take the motivation away from somebody to get a listing? I mean, listings are everything. Gary Keller said listings are leverage, okay? And that's 100% true. That's one of the most famous quotes in real estate today. Listings are leverage. When you own the listings, you own the inventory, you own the market. You have the product that people are coming into, and you have a tool, a gear, the biggest gear that can turn all of the gears in your team and keep the wheels spinning, okay? So let me explain a little bit. My philosophy, by getting the listings, you can have what we call is a servicing agent. Now the servicing agent can go ahead and work with you and your sellers and show the property for you. In Rhode Island, I know we don't use lockboxes. We're a little antiquated. However, I think it's a better service. It's a white glove approach. And maybe in your market, if you are using lockboxes, try doing a servicing agent and watch how your sellers will be like, wow, thanks for having somebody in my home looking out for me. But anyways, so you have your servicing agent. Now, the beautiful thing about this is when you're taking agents on, a lot of them are probably going to be newer, or a lot of them are going to be looking for more consistent money coming in. So you provide them with a set amount for each listing that they do, but the other benefit is they can market this as a listing that they're working on. They can also hold open houses there. They can meet buyers, sellers. They can also get the leads that are inbound. It's fantastic. This is a win-win situation. This allows you more time to go out and do more heavy lifting and get listings while it's mutually beneficial to your team members because it's providing them with money when these properties close, consistency, and it's also providing your clients with better service, more support, and also gets your agents on your team buyer and seller leads. Now, another position that you're really going to want, especially when things start moving along pretty quickly, is a transaction coordinator. Now, there's different services out there in our market here in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut that you can hire out somebody to do that. There's different companies. They'll do it for a fee. It could be anywhere from $300 to $600, and they'll go ahead and take you from pending to close. Now, me personally, I like those services. They're nice. But I like to have my service in-house, okay? So I've hired a full-time transaction coordinator. They're on salary. This is someone that is analytical. This is somebody that is maybe more of an introvert. This is somebody completely different than you and I. These are the details type of person. Now, you may be really good with details. You may say, hey, I can do all this. Revert back to the time where I said read E-Myth Revisited, right? We can't do it all because it takes time. So if you're spending time doing stuff that you can pay someone a very good hourly pay to handle for you, you're doing yourself and your team and your clients a disservice, okay? Because your biggest earning moments are gonna be working your referral network, and it's gonna be closing deals, getting listings, getting buyers, bringing business in the door, not doing paperwork. And if you're in that mindset, then you're probably already lost. I hate to say it, that's just how it is. So a TC is vital. Making sure you got the right TC, transaction coordinator, is gonna be the most important thing. Somebody that answers the phone with a nice voice, somebody that is cool, calm, keeps things in line, calculated, and also detail-oriented so you don't miss any contingency dates, okay? Somebody that your team and your clients can trust. Pay this person well, they're gonna be worth their weight in gold. Your sales team. Now, when I say sales team with a team, most people think, oh, inside sales. Now, there's some people that have an inside salesperson banging the phones. They get maybe an hourly pay with some incentive with certain leads that they close. My team doesn't have that because our salespeople are taught how to fish, okay? I would suggest to have salespeople that are taught how to fish. Now, why don't a lot of team leaders do it? Simple. They're afraid that their people are gonna leave. Listen, being insecure is no way to be a leader. You need to empower your people and don't worry about them leaving, because if you're worried about them leaving, they will. And at some point, they probably will anyways, but if you can be a part of their growth in their career and work with them, that's what it's all about. It's all good. So if you wanna avoid attrition and avoid the hassle of taking more people on, training people, going through people like this and that, whatever else, then do it right. Treat your people fairly and give them everything you can to become successful, because they are a direct representation and reflection of you as a leader. Client concierge. So a client concierge, as your team grows, is going to be absolutely vital. Now, what we've found is this position, I'm going to explain what it is in a second. This position literally saves advisors on our team 10 40-hour work weeks per year, okay? 10, and that's average. There's some advisors on our team that are saving 15 to 20 weeks per year. Now think about what your advisors can do when they have more time. They can prospect, they can stop and think, they can have family and friend time and live a more rewarding, fulfilling life. No one wants to consistently be slaving at work. Okay, so this position is absolutely vital, because guess what? When your advisors are on the road and their phone is ringing with buyers, consumers want stuff now. They want information now. They will cut your throat, some of them, and they will jump to the next real estate agent, regardless if you're in contract or not. Do you really want to be fighting legal battles on contracts and this and that? No, just service your clients the appropriate way with the technology, systems, and tools that we have today and the right people behind you. So a client concierge is going to do that. Let me explain how this system works, okay? So we get a new client. We put in the system, or in our CRM, we tag the client concierge, or we send them an email, whatever you want to do. And you tell them exactly who your client is, what exactly they want to do. They set this client up on an MLS search in all their search criteria, with all their search criteria in their search areas, right? They send them an email with instructions. Super easy, right? They CC you on there as the team leader and also the buyer's agent. Now the client knows when they want to go see a property, they can simply contact their assistant, your assistant, the client concierge. This keeps your agents on the road and with their clients, off of their phones when they're with their clients, and giving them more of that one-on-one service when the timing is the most important, when you're with your clients in front of them. Nothing bothers me more and is more unprofessional than walking into showings, seeing other real estate agents on the phone like this when they're with their clients. It bothers their clients too. How would it bother you if you're spending $500,000, $1 million, $250,000, whatever it is? It would bother you, okay? So keep your advisors on the road and keep them doing tasks that are money making, okay? The stuff that can be done in office can be done in office. Another thing your client concierge can do is obviously they're scheduling all of the showings, so it stops the back and forth from the agent and the consumer saying, hey, I'm on the road, I'll call you back after. Hey, text me sometimes. No, that doesn't work, this works, blah, blah, blah. Save that back and and forth, okay? In addition to that, Client Concierge can send disclosures over, plat maps, any other information that the consumer may want, and can also help answer basic questions that are on the listing on MLS, or some information that they can get directly from the listing agent for your buyer's agents. I hope that makes sense, but that's the Client Concierge system. Now, your Client Concierge can also play the same type of role on the seller's end. So basically, they can email the seller reports of activity that you're seeing on their listing every single week on different avenues that you're marketing. What this does is it just shows your consumer, shows your client that you're paying attention to them, that you're actively marketing their home, and it gives them an idea of where their home is being shown. Super important. You can have your Client Concierge do that. And then one last tip, one last thing I want to say about the transaction coordinator is your transaction coordinator should also be uploading your listing into MLS. They should also be making sure all the pictures are lined up. You should be doing the remarks, and you should double check that listing before it goes out, just to make sure that there were certain things that weren't missed. It's on you as the licensee. However, somebody can be doing most of that work to keep you out there cold calling and selling. Now that we have our team positions down, you're gonna wanna put a checklist together for every single team position and all of the different things that they do. Now, this is where it really helps to understand what you do. What I want you to do on the next transaction you take on is I want you to write down every single thing you do. Now, this can be very painstaking, but it is very beneficial because it's gonna jog your memory about all the things you do, and you're gonna see all the craziness you do on a daily basis. You're actually gonna value yourself more as a professional. That'll show in your confidence when you're with clients, and you may get paid more too. Amazing what happens when you realize your own value. Put all these checklists together, make positions on the checklist. Now, I made positions around what I'm not good at. And it's a lot. I'm not good at a lot. So I have people around me that are better at stuff than I am in the necessary places. Makes sense, right? So you can design your team like that and keep building. Those are your checklists. So buyer side, seller side, referral side. What happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? So all of your tasks have to then be offset by, what happens if the property, if the deal falls through on the pending side. What do we do? Do you go in MLS? You got to change the status, relist, see number 5 on checklist. It's very detailed. Just start from somewhere, build it out, look at it with the person you have in the position. So let's just say, for instance, the transaction coordinator. Every week we sit down with our transaction coordinator, we look at our checklist and we say, how is this running? Just a quick 10-minute meeting. How is this running? What could be more effective? What could be better? Let that person own that position, okay? And let that person help you build that position out. Wonderful things will happen when you empower your people and let them be creative in the spots that they manage. So checklists and processes, something you really need to know about these is you should be able to put anybody in that position with very limited to almost no experience and no training, and they should be able to understand exactly what to do at any moment in time. That's how simple yet detailed your checklists need to be. There's no need to recreate the wheel. We actually have all of these checklists, all of these positions, everything's set up for you already. We've been running a successful team in the Rhode Island market for years, over and over, kicking ass and taking names. Our name in the industry is the Spartans because we are a small group of people that are very well trained with the right systems and technology behind them, where we take on brokerages 10 times our size and outperform them. You can do this too. We'd be happy to mentor you through it. So now that we know what positions we need to run our team, it's all about hiring the right people for the right seats on the bus, as I said earlier, right? You have to have the right people in the right positions. Now, you may hire someone and they may not work out as a transaction coordinator. They may be an amazing real estate agent. They may be an awesome client concierge. They may be a great team manager, who knows? And you can build out positions to fit whatever it is you need to fit. I'm just telling you what works for us, okay? So when you hire people, make sure that they are really in sync with your core values. Now, I'm gonna give you an example. The Despirito team, that's my group, that's my team, okay? It's my last name, Emilio Despirito team. Now, Despirito means with spirit. So our logo is a dove, and it's a dove for a reason, because it stands for our ethos, for what we look for in advisors, for who we are. It defines us and it guides us. Empathy, devotion, and a peaceful messenger. The purple in our brand color stands for comfort and luxury. Regardless of what price range our clients are at, what type of level of, where they are, it doesn't matter, okay? Because they're gonna get the same consistent, great service that they would if they went to eat at the Capitol Grill with any of our advisors. Same thing, okay, every single time. So you need to have a meaning behind who you are, what you're all about, and you need to share that with people, but not right away. In your interview, make sure you get to know who they are. I do suggest a multiple interview process, okay? I would suggest at least 3 interviews, and I would also suggest to bring someone in from your team to ask them for their input on this person as well. It's gonna be really important because, again, as a team, you gotta all play together, and you gotta play well in the sandbox. You gotta have the right personalities that complement one another, and you gotta hire to your weaknesses. Hire strengths to your weaknesses. You know, my goal was to be able to give you information that you may not be able to find everywhere. I'm not afraid to share this information. I'm not afraid of people copying and taking it. Let's collaborate. Let's work together as real estate agents, and let's build something that's wonderful and beautiful for not only us, but the consumers as well. When it's multi-beneficial, it wins, we win. We continue doing what we're doing, what we love to do. Thank you. Please subscribe. Hit the alerts, like and share, and comment below. Have a great day.